COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli has called out the government on what he terms as irresponsible borrowing, saying that is plunging the country into a debt hole. Atwoli challenged the government to seek alternative lenders and development partners, saying that the conditions set out in IMF and World Bank loans are making life unbearable for Kenyans. The Unionist also called the government to come up with an urgent solution to lower the cost of living.
And did you hear something called structural adjustment programs?
The Central Organization of Trade Unions, COTU, has slammed the government over its increased appetite for borrowing and dalliance with the Bretton Woods institution, the IMF and World Bank, whose lending conditionalities are making life unbearable for Kenyan workers. COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli accused the Central Bank of Kenya of collaborating with the lenders to intentionally devalue the Kenya shilling, further driving the cost of living to astronomical levels.
To put a stop on depreciation of a shilling, it doesn't reflect the actual economic activities on the ground, unless if they are answering to World Bank and IMF. And this will be dangerous to the Republic of Kenya. When a shilling goes down the way it is going, rates go up, everything is going to go up, and the general public will stand up against the government, and it will cause havoc, chaos in the country and confusion in the country, and will not have a government.
While releasing a report titled Turning the Tide on Kenya's Economy, Recovery and Prosperity Through the Workers' Lenses, Atwoli pointed that current taxation policies have negatively impacted the Kenyan employees and urged the government to urgently restore investor confidence as a solution to job creation. Atwoli also questioned the government's wisdom of borrowing, saying the government cannot get out of a mess created by unmitigated borrowing, which he says has exposed Kenyans to overtaxation, which is unsustainable.
We must also ask our economists in the government, those in Treasury and Central Bank of Kenya, to appropriately advise the government that overborrowing is dangerous. When people are highly taxed, people resort to applying black market system. Like now, for example, pay bills are no longer working in Kenya. How is the government going to realize revenue for the purposes of running the same government? So government must review that area of taxation.
The union also proposes that the government should embrace stakeholder engagement across all levels and fully implement the outcomes of such engagements. Mary Moki, Citizen TV.
All right, Mary, thanks so much for that.